So watch the telemetry carefully. I know that the top of the stairs is 26 metres. So I'm up at 25 metres, it says here, and I'm going to land. But before I do that, I'm going to have a look around and make sure there's no one in the area. And now I'm going to land just in there. And watch what happens to the height. So the height has reset to 0. And if I take off again, you can see that the height has been reset to 0 from up here. Now if I fly back down, all that's going to happen is, and this is simulating as if I was up there beside the drone and had just taken off. If I fly down to where I am now, all that's going to happen is I'm going to get a negative 25 metre reading on the height. There or thereabouts. So if I land it on the ground, negative 22, and it's reset again. So it doesn't matter whether you're flying up and then landing or flying down and then landing, the height will reset. So I could walk all the way up there, launch from there, fly down here and land and then fly back up. But all you would see is exactly what I've just shown in reverse. Now, it seems that a lot of people in the comments don't quite get this. A lot of you have been asking me to carry out tests that are already obvious. The answers are obvious. Like some people, I have no doubt, will say to me, comments in this video, well, you didn't go up there and then launch from up there and fly down, so we don't know what would happen. Well, we do, because I just did it. I launched from up there. It doesn't really matter where you are. I launched from there and it was a height of 0 metres. When I flew down here and landed, it was minus 22 metres. And as soon as the drone landed down here, that negative 22 changed to 0. And I could do this no matter what height I am at. Now, in case you're wondering, and some of you have been in the comments, have asked, well, why does that make any difference? Right, you shouldn't be flying above 120 metres anyway. Well, I'm going to show you why it makes a difference. Because you see this hill right here. I'm guessing, and I might be wrong, but I'm going to guess and estimate that that hill is higher than 120 metres. So, in order to simulate what is happening with new drones, I hope you can see me here. In order to simulate what's happening with new drones that now come with a limit of 120 metres, a max altitude of 120 metres, I have set a hard limit of 120 metre limit on this Mavic 3, which actually has a limit of 1000 metres, but I've set the limit to 120 metres to simulate what it's like if you have a drone that actually has a hard limit of 120 and the slider won't allow you to go any further. So for the person who asked in the comment, or who said in the comments quite scoffingly, just use your slider, mate, to move up above 120. I can do that here on my legacy Mavic 3. But for someone who has a new drone that is hard limited to 120 metres, they can't do that. So I'm simulating that to show the problem, the real life problem that exists if you have that 120 metre hard limit. And here's what happens if you have that limit. I want to fly up that hill up there. Now, let's just check and see, is it above 120 metres? So if I go up to 120 metres and I set my gimbal to 0, so there you go, I've reached the maximum limit. Can't go any higher, it just will not go any higher. And I am well below the limit, or I'm well below the top of that hill. Now that's a problem because although I could land at the top of those stairs where I just did, I know that it's flat and level up there. But here, to allow me to continue up, I would have to find somewhere to land in this rocky terrain here. And if I can't find somewhere to land, I risk downing the drone and having to walk up to recover it because it won't launch again. Now there's long grass, there's rocks everywhere. I've no doubt there'll be ditches and rabbit holes. There's nowhere for me to land. I can't go up any further. I'm at my height limit. So I'm stuck. That's it. That's as far as I can go up. Now, for those of you with legacy drones, if you're lucky enough to have one, all you have to do is change that slider. And now my maximum altitude is 1000 metres, so I can quite happily continue up. Now, although I've got a warning up here that says my flight altitude exceeds 120 metres, it's not 120 metres. The ground isn't 120 metres below the drone. It's only 20-30 metres above, below the drone. I'm now at 161 metres, or the drone is 161 metres above here, the launch point. But I'm still flying within the law because the drone is not further than 120 metres above the level of the ground below the drone. So that's why this is a massive problem for anyone who doesn't have a legacy drone. You can't fly like I'm flying now. You can't fly up here. You can't get these views unless you have a legacy drone that can go up above 120 metres. Now, I think I've explained it as well as I possibly can. I honestly can't think of anything else, any other way to explain it that's going to make it more clear than I have done. Having said that, I have no doubt that some people will still not fully understand what the issue is, what the problem is, and I've no doubt I'll still get in the comments some people saying, well, you shouldn't be flying more than 120 metres anyway. But I hope that most of you can see that although I'm still at 170, 160 metres above the launch point just now, but I know I'm not 120 44 metres above the ground. Because as I've been flying back down the hill, I've been decreasing the altitude. There you go. Now I am now within the limit. I could even, if I wanted to, I could fly straight along at this level, at this height, and still be within the law. So there's a view of the Afton Reservoir for you. Right. So let me bring the drone into land. And while he's coming down, let me just ask once again, it's not quite as embarrassing as it was the last time, because I got good feedback the last time I asked. So the last time I asked for subscribers, thumbs ups and comments, I was genuinely embarrassed, because it's a bit cringy when I see other YouTubers doing it. Give me a like, give me a comment, don't forget to smash that button. I hate all that. I hate doing it myself. But having said that, the last time I asked in the last video if you would mind subscribing, it's just a simple matter of clicking a button down there. It doesn't cost anything, it doesn't take any time. I got a great response. I got over 600 or 700 subscribers. So I'm asking again, if you still haven't subscribed, please just hit that subscribe, okay? It won't do. Oh, here's another thing. I have a second channel, right, called The Angry Auditor. Look it up, right? I play a character who is a bit unhinged and is an auditor and a conspiracy theorist. I think it's quite funny. Eddie and I make some skits together. It's called The Angry Auditor. You might enjoy the content on there. I need 132 subscribers to get monetized on there. So if anyone on this channel likes me, can you go over there to The Angry Auditor and subscribe, please? I'll leave a link in the description, and I might even leave a video at the end. It'll be somewhere just here, to The Angry Auditor, or a video on The Angry Auditor channel, right? So I hope that cleared everything up. If it didn't, if there's still something that you're not sure about, or something that I haven't explained well enough, just let me know in the comments, and I'll try my best to explain it in another way that you may understand. And if there is another test, any kind of test with either Mavic 3, Mini 3 Pro, Mini 2 or Potensic Atom 2, those are the drones that I own, I'll come out and do any tests for you, okay? So thanks very much. Cheerio then now.